What's up guys, it's the Cheapster here, and today I'm going to be talking about how you can start a YouTube channel for free. So I know what you're thinking, how in the world is it possible to start a YouTube channel for free? There's no way, there's got to be some added expenses. You know, you see all these other channels on YouTube and you see their production value and you just think, oh, there's no way I could live up to them. I mean, kind of like this channel. I mean, I wore the same color shirt as my couch and I look like a floating disembodied head. Yeah, I know, this is pretty amazing. It is great production value. But those big channels with a great production value, don't compare yourself to those because first off, they probably have a lot of money because they've been doing it for a while, and they've been doing it for a while, so it means that...
Oh my gosh, there's something in my eye.
Oh! Eyelash, jab me in the eye. Don't compare yourself to those other big channels because first of all, they've been around for a long time, so they've been working up, learning more about running a YouTube channel, and they probably have just a lot more money to be able to buy gear. And it's going to be really hard to compete with them, so don't compete with them. That's not what YouTube's about. The key is just to go ahead and get started in the first place, because everyone has to start small, so you don't want to compare yourself to them. You just want to get started because a lot of these channels you can go back and look at how they started and it's going to be a pretty small start for them. But the key is just to start making your videos and keep going, keep making videos, don't stop. Things are a little bit hard at the beginning because you're always going to see small numbers and be comparing yourself to those big channels. Don't compare yourself, just keep growing, set your own goals, and let that be what it is. So how can you do this totally for free? Well, there's basically 5 main components to running a YouTube channel, and those 5 components, and I'd say in this order, are content, lighting, video, sound, and editing. Now, the thing that makes YouTube so great for people that are going to start is it's not truly about being a polished video. That's not really what YouTube is about. It's about content, and that's why YouTube's content is so good because people can focus on their content, not have to worry so much about all the polish. Sure, if your channel's bigger, that's when people start to worry more about it and have the great, nice, polished looks. But even then, even some of the big channels on YouTube are still not super polished. They don't look like movies. They don't look like TV shows, and that's because really on YouTube, it's more about the content. You want to make good content that people want. And that's why I list that as number 1 because content is it's king on YouTube. So before you ever start, the first thing you really want to think about is your content. Figure out what is your channel going to be about, what can you bring to people, because the whole system of YouTube is going to bring you success if you can bring people what they want. That's how you're going to be able to succeed. You just want to be able to keep doing that over and over. That's the secret of YouTube. It's not that hard. So before you ever start your channel, try to figure that out. And before you ever start any video, try to make sure that you have your content set. Something I like to do before I ever start my videos is just to take 30 minutes to gather some research or gather some information. And this might be outside of the time that I already researched my topic. But I like to take 30 minutes, gather my research, and then put it all together so that I make sure I have the best concise version of the content I'm trying to make. So do not forget when starting a YouTube video that content is king. So number 2 is lighting. And you might be questioning, why lighting before video? Well, that is because lighting makes your video. If you don't have good lighting, your video will not look good. You can use most cameras and they'll look okay as long as you have good lighting. The first tip off to when you start watching a video to know if it's going to be low quality is if the lighting is really bad. If the lighting is really bad, it's going to show you that this is probably not going to be a very good video. And I guarantee most people will click away at that point. And when I say you need good lighting, I don't mean that you need big studio lighting like this one.
Oh my gosh!
Like I said, I started my channel with $0 and I just used lamps and stuff from around the house that I could find. And we really didn't even have many lamps. So if you have a house that has lamps or you have better lamps than I do, it could look even better than what I did. But it really helps too to have, if you have these bendy lamps like this. Lamps like that really help because you can really direct where the lighting is, but really it doesn't matter. Just try to use whatever you can to give you some good lighting, and that can also be the sun. You don't need to do lamps in your house. Maybe you just go outside. A lot of people like to go sit in their car and just have the sun light them because the sun can be really great at lighting you and making the video look good. So if you don't have lamps, if you feel like you can't even really light yourself well, go outside and do it outside. And the car is a really great place too because it makes sure that you don't get blown out usually because the roof will protect most of you so that you are lit pretty well. So you could try that. If you just want to get started that way, that's a good way to start. Now, number 3 is the video. And of course, that comes down to the camera you're using. And before you say, oh, I don't have a camera, I don't have a camera, I bet you're watching this video right now on a camera. Now, if you're watching this video on a TV, don't go searching around your TV for a camera. There probably isn't one. I'm talking about phones. Our phones are amazing today. They can do so much with their camera. The cameras have improved so much over the years. I used to have this phone. You can imagine what kind of camera that thing had on it. But still, even though it did have a camera and you could still start a YouTube video, a very, very terrible quality one. But back then, that's what people did. So that's the heart of YouTube. It's just getting your content out there. It doesn't matter what the video is, but go ahead and use that camera. And if you're saying,
oh, my iPhone 10 is too bad quality, I can't use it.
I started my channel with an iPhone 6S. So if I could start with that, you can start with it. Unless you have like an iPhone 1, which I have no idea, did that even have a camera? If you have something like that, then maybe you do need to find another option, but usually you're just going to have a fine camera on your phone, and maybe you could even borrow somebody else's phone or camera whenever you need to record your videos if your camera truly is terrible, or if you truly don't have a camera on your phone. I don't even think they make phones without cameras anymore. When I started my channel with my iPhone 6S, I didn't even have a tripod or anything, so I used to just lean it up against whatever I could find. And the front-facing camera didn't do full HD, only the back. So I would even use the back-facing camera to get the full HD, and I would put a mirror behind it so that I could see myself in the screen. So if you think you can't do it, you can. Just think outside the box, try to make it work. It won't look perfect. That is fine. Nobody expects a starting channel to look perfect. So go ahead and start out with whatever you want and just focus on that content, because that's really what matters. Now, number 4 is sound. And what I used right at the beginning was just my phone. I just recorded straight off my phone microphone, and that worked decently well. Sure, it didn't work if you were screaming, but most of the time it worked out pretty well. You can also use apps to help you record better. I know I use the Rode Reporter. I still use my phone for recording. I just use a microphone that plugs into it. It's the Rode Video Mic Me, about a $50 microphone that works very well, I would say. And I use that with the Rode Reporter app, and it makes pretty good quality. I mean, this is what you guys are hearing right now. It's my Rode plugged into my phone. But you don't even need that. You can just use your phone, because like I said, that's how I started out, without a microphone at all, just my phone microphone. Now, the phone microphone might be hard for certain video types. I know if you're going out and doing a vlog style or something, it might be harder to do that. And maybe what you could do in that case is have a friend with you that you could use their phone as just the microphone, and then the other phone for recording. You may need to do something like that. Just thinking outside the box too with that. Try to find ways that you can make it work without spending money. And if you do have a video style that you think is just not going to be possible to do this with, well, maybe first start out with things that are easier that this would work for. But you could also just go ahead and get that mic. I know I said it needs to be free, but it could be free, but you're the one deciding to spend it. So number 5 is editing. And I put this last because I would say in most cases editing is very important, but in YouTube it's just not as important when you're starting out. So it's just at the bottom of the list of things. And that's because, first off, you don't even need to edit necessarily. Sometimes you could just do videos that are just you talking. If you have good content, excuse me. See, that's where edits come in handy. But if you have good content, people are going to be willing to look past the ums and all the other pauses and stuff in your talking to just watch one video without any kind of cuts. That'll be fine as long as you have good content. That being said, editing really does make your video better if you can take out some of those ums and those pauses and stuff. So when you first start out, just try to use it as a learning experience. Try to just learn ways that you can make your video better, but don't get too caught up on it. Don't make crazy edits unless that's what your channel is about, is making crazy edits. But if it's not, just try to keep it simple. Try to keep your content there. That's what matters. And the great thing is, here in the year 2020, there is so much free editing software out there. When I first started doing video back in the early 2000s, all I really had was Windows Movie Maker. And if you've ever used Windows Movie Maker,
you know that it takes forever. You have to spend so much time cutting through things. Sometimes it deletes it. Sometimes it just suddenly decides to change what you did. Sometimes it doesn't export it correctly, and then you don't even have your video. And then sometimes it's gone, and you just keep getting it, and you keep trying, and you keep trying.
But now there's so much free software. And I know one that I would recommend that's free is Blender. It's a pretty good video editing software that's free. You can also just use YouTube now. If you put your videos up, it doesn't do crazy edits, but it can help you just to make pretty simple videos and stuff. So I would recommend that. And also you can just search Google. If you search free editing softwares on Google, oh man, there's like so many. It's so easy to find one that's free to just get started with. And that's it. That was way too much. And that's it. You started a YouTube channel for free. Like I said, my channel was started completely free, and even since then I've pretty much just asked for birthday presents and Christmas presents to be stuff for my YouTube channel. So even still now, I have barely spent anything on my YouTube channel. So that's something I would really recommend. Just try to find ways that you can keep it cheap until you can afford it, because it's going to take a while for you to actually make any money. Now that you can't do ads on YouTube until you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, it does take maybe a year or so to be able to get there if you're consistently uploading. So it's going to take you some time, so just try to keep things free in the meantime until you can get there. But the two biggest points of this video are that content is king, never forget that, and also get started right now. Don't have any excuses anymore. Just go ahead and get started on your channel, because like I said, YouTube is not a place that's about this crazy polish. If you have a camera, even if you don't even have anything else I said, if you have a camera and you have sound, you can still do stuff on YouTube. Hopefully this helps you guys learn how to make a YouTube channel on $0. It is definitely possible. Don't let people tell you it's not. And there's still plenty of space in YouTube for new channels. I've heard so many people lately saying that there's no room for new channels on YouTube anymore and you just can't start. You had to start a while ago. That is just not true. Those people either have never looked into YouTube, or they're trying to start stuff that is just super crowded, like a Fortnite gameplay video. Not to say that you can't play Fortnite, but it is so crowded right now. So if you want to do that, you have to think outside the box. You have to see what other people aren't doing. You have to find what people want. And that's why I say content is king, because you need to find the ways that people are going to want to find your videos and watch them, because watch time is what matters here on YouTube. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, you can do the cheapest thing you can today. Just as cheap as starting your YouTube channel is to go ahead and click this like button, and also subscribe to my channel. I do 2 videos a week just on fun, cheap things, trying to help people save money. So good luck everybody on your channel, and remember, stay cheap.
That's the cheapest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You still haven't subscribed? Oh my god.